hail the bird. And all hail the summer camp shirt that I found in a drawer and I forgot that I had. Because I had the worldbuilding shirt on my first summer camp shoot, and I was like, I don't have a summer camp shirt, sorry. And then as I was going through my drawers yesterday, I was like, huh. I do. I forgot. So, summer camp shirt. Good day, everyone. I'm sorry for any internet shenanigans. I don't know why it break. Internet break all the time. I blame the fact that there's 2 computers on in a single room. So if it keeps doing this, I might have to switch back to doing Twitch chat from my phone. We'll see. Hopefully I won't have to, because I like having it nice and big. Anyway, some thank yous are in order. So, thank you, Delian, for the lovely raid of 10 people. Welcome, everyone. I hope you've all had lovely days so far, and that Delian has treated you all well. I say that, I know he has. And then also a thank you to Robert Reaper, Starlock, and Dazzly Cat, who I believe followed me while I was offline. And thank you to Siobhan for following. And to Will Danville for the host. Blame Q. Exactly. It's that internet app. That internet article. It's just destroying us all. It could also just be the extra computer. I haven't turned that tablet on in months, so it might just be the internet's just panicking. It wouldn't surprise me. And I probably should actually switch to the proper... Bang. There we go. Yeah, we used to be at the exact same follow cam a few days ago. There's only a few left. And that's wild. Except then I'm like, oh yeah, I have to do like tax stuff when I become affiliate, and I'm like, oh god. Ugh. Ugh. Taxes. Disgusting. We can all chase it back to Q and the Yetis. Exactly. Anyway, I wasn't up for the reveal stream because the reveal stream was at 4 in the morning and I had university this morning, so I couldn't stay up for it. And so during my lecture, instead of paying attention, I was writing down notes. As you just chatting along, I'm like, oh yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna make notes. As you can tell, they're all at 11 o'clock in the middle of my lecture. Oh, thank you for the raid, Siobhan. Thank you. Welcome. So I have the 10 prompts, and as you can see, I have maybe 4 of the 10 that are defined, I guess. I'm not totally sure if I would say they're defined. Stay true. Yes. Excellent. Rip internet? Oh no. Rip internet? Oh no. Don't say that. Don't spook me. I immediately come back to Streamlabs like, oh shit, is it down again? No, just dropping frames. Okay, good. I'm okay with dropping frames. It's Australia. Frames drop. It happens. But I shouldn't be down. Please tell me I'm not down. No, okay. My connection says it's good. So I should be fine. I better be fine. I'll be upset if I'm not. You need to tell me. You're ready for 2 channels. Hell yeah. So yeah, there's 10 entire prompts, and I have ideas for 2 of them, and that was... Okay. So, of the 10, so the first... So some of them had really obvious answers, and some had not obvious answers. So when I did the illegal profession... okay, I'm good? Okay, good. Awesome. Okay, so it was only during the pre-stream. That's why you do that first, 5 minutes of loading time, so that the internet can get over itself. Otherwise, you risk death. Not that that doesn't preclude there from being an hour in just collapse, which I hope not. I hope not. So for the illegal profession, the obvious answer was necromancer, because in one of the continents there's illegal necromancy. I think we're behind by a bit. Yeah, well, yeah, you might be. Ooh. Sometimes you have to either Like, I think when this, cause it did drop out. It dropped out completely for like 10, 20 seconds in there during the loading time. You might have to refresh the page. You might. You won't miss much, I promise. If you need to, you can refresh, come back, and if you miss anything, I'll tell you what you missed. Bloody thing refuses to show up on time. Chatterbox is lovely, but damn it. So the obvious answer was necromancer, because in one of the two continents, necromancy was developed and then promptly outlawed because someone went and did some quote-unquote whack zombie shit. But it's such an obvious answer that I basically already covered it in an article about necromancy, like as a natural law article like a while ago. And so I'm like, do I really need to talk about necromancers again? Not really. I basically covered all of it. Good evening, Australia. Good evening, Australia. Yes. I get to be in the Australia time. Yeah, I reload and messes behind. Yeah, sometimes because it crashed and it sometimes buffers a bit. Sometimes you just gotta whack it a little bit and then it goes. But yeah, necromancer, obvious answer, already written about it, and it's not actually relevant to the continent that I've been writing about all summer camp. So I'm like, And then the second obvious answer was just writing about smugglers, because I've mentioned them a bunch. I've mentioned smugglers in the Chishun forest article because it's used as a pathway to smuggle goods across the border between Ibza-Hufons and Dötzelal, because it's really dense, so you can't really police it, so they just cross through there. And I mentioned them in the Smugglers Not article. So I'll probably write about smugglers for the profession, just because that seems like the obvious answer. Just nothing wrong with writing about smugglers. The smugglers of snuggles. Exactly. Smugglers of snuggles. And then the next obvious, well, some of them weren't obvious, but I did get ideas for them. So there was, portals would have been really good for this, but I've already written about them. Goddammit. Panic. So I'd already written about portals. I have a portal article already, and it's one that I need to edit because there's an entire new species that do portal shit. And what? Why is Google Comments really bad? Why are they so tiny and bad? Ugh. And then there was me rambling about an hour ago going, I don't know, infusion? Put the magic in the thing. And so then I realized, oh yeah, I'd briefly mentioned like trinkets with magic in it. And so now it's like, okay. So I'll probably write about magical catalysts for that. Basically, it's just you put the magic in a gemstone and then you can make it. You can just use that magic, which is a really nice workaround around a condition that I wrote about at some point. I don't actually remember when I wrote about it, but it's basically the condition of not being able to use magic or not having any. Catalysts get around that. Just going to run and grab some food before I expire. Do not expire. No one is allowed to expire. Everyone grab their coffee and their snacks. This is the part of the thing where I just ramble about my own ideas, or lack thereof, and then eventually something happens. This is the time for snacks. Yeah. And then newly cured condition, I went plague. So it'll probably be about the plague. Because it means then I can talk about the multiple times that it's happened. Which is a bit too topical, but it is the most obvious answer for my world, which had plague in it before any, recent events. I don't even know what type of plague it is. I know that it's fatal, and that's as far as it goes. It could be anything. But it's occurred at least twice. Or possibly once? It's complicated. There are two eras that are relating to plague, but I'm not sure if they're the same plague. I'll have to think about that. Because they are different things, like era-wise. I'm amazing spiders. I haven't gotten much sleep in 2 days. Honestly, mood. Mood. I was sitting in my computer chair like an hour ago and nearly fell asleep and went, okay. Oh no. Oh no. This is not the time. I'm too sleepy. I keep not going to bed at the right time, watching everyone stream, and then I wake up at 10:30 for uni, and I'm like, okay, I'm tired now. And then this one was a very quick figure out, was that the settlement that had been destroyed and then rebuilt was that I really want to write about at least one of the capital cities from a region in my world, which is my quote active area from back in summer camp prep. So like I have a map and I marked in all these important capital cities plus a cave. And I was like, I really want to write about at least one of these now that we finally have settlement prompts that I've been waiting for ages. And so then I figured that, oh, yeah, there's a capital that works really well for this. It's a place called Salusma, and it used to be the capital, then it wasn't, and now it is again. And I figured that at some point it got utterly effed. It just bad times happened to it. So I'm like, yes, perfect. That was the easiest get of them all, I think. Yeah, I'm working on the unassuming person running things behind the scenes. Nice. That's gonna be a hard prompt. To quote that award-deserving masterpiece, Animal House, my advice to you is start drinking heavily. Oh no. Summer camp makes alcoholics of us all. Well, not all of us all. I don't drink. I drink emotionally. And by that I mean I drink a lot of water. Hydrate, everybody. Stay hydrated. I almost spilled that everywhere, because I didn't realize that I filled it up quite full. Oops. That's why the rug's there. And then for the other 6 prompts, I just my comments are a mess. I don't know what's going on in these. I'm like, it could be about Varza, which is Varzahad. It could be the Capitol building in one of its capitals. It could be the ambassador buildings. Could be about the shady organization from earlier, the Northern Sun, who are just a weird royalist mafia. Royalists in the sense that they want to be royals. They're pretender royalists. And then I was like, is a royal palace a headquarters? I don't know. So I don't have any ideas for that one. Yeah. You'd either be coffee, tea, or water. Yeah. I mean, nothing wrong with coffee, tea, or water. I have a lot of tea. I don't drink tea. I have a lot of it anyway. Literally no one in this house currently drinks tea. So it's like, what is it doing here? Why do we still have it? Why haven't we given it away to somebody yet? Surely someone will drink this tea, because we won't. I guess the drinking problem spills water everywhere. Thank you for explaining the reference, tea. Because I don't know it. I don't know it. I don't think I do. I thought it was funny regardless. Alright, you know, that has to stand for something, right? That I found it funny anyway. Ooh, yeah, breaking the fourth wall. Hell yeah. Production settlement, I was like, I don't know. Trees? Trees. Someone might be cutting down trees. A palace is a headquarters. Okay, so I might be able to work... Oh, shit. Don't do that. I might be able to work with that. So, I'll see what happens. It depends what I actually want to... what I want to work on. Because I don't want to focus too heavily on specific countries in this active area. I think so far I've managed to keep it fairly spread out. Except that a lot of it has been about Nahashihid. Which is unfortunate, because these two, so the 2 item prompts were about Nahashihid, and then so was the Northern Sun. So that's 3. 3 entire prompts just about one country, which was fun. And then there's going to be Salusima, which is also going to be Salusma, which will also be about them. But that might be it for them. I hope. I'm not sure. Well, if I keep talking about them, I keep talking about them. They're fairly interesting, I think. Yeah. A deeper species, gemstone crabs. Hermit crabs dig into rocks and convert them into gemstones. That could actually be really good. I could work with that. Because at the moment, as you can see, that my sole answer to that was sheep. I'm not... Sheep? Hey, GM Stretch! Well, welcome. So, gemstone, crab, what, turn, rock, to shiny. We're gonna go full, Tamatoa on it. It's gonna be great. That's not what Tamatoa does, but, you know, shiny. I was gonna put the inflection on it, but I haven't actually seen the movie, so I probably shouldn't. This one annoys me, the law enforcement organization, because there was a really obvious answer, which was the Sinolfus City Guard. The issue with the Sinolfus City Guard is they're on the wrong continent. Since I'm trying to focus most of my current world building on Thrasin, because it's slightly less developed. I say that. A lot of my articles are written, well, a fair amount of them are Thrasin-based articles, but the issue is that is not an evenly spread article list. Like if I pull up a thing, I can show this. Oh, I forgot, I deleted the maps from there. 1 second. I will pull up the map and I will demonstrate how uneven the world building in Thrasin is at the minute, which is, you can tell where I've focused that I've got only these. If I remove these for a second, you can see which countries I've named. And you can see there's an entire huge gap here, all up here. I was like, oh no. And I haven't written most of these. Like, I've written about them, and I've written about them. No. I've written about them. I've written about like 3 of these. I was like, damn it. Because the Sinolfus City Guard are actually relevant to something at some point. Like, they were part of a story thing that was set in the other continent, which is the only reason I wanted to write about them. A city guard is interesting, so everyone suggesting different cities is not wrong. God damn it. I wish it wouldn't do that. Is not wrong to suggest that, but I mostly wanted to write about them because they were relevant to something. So then I was like, what do? How fill in bit? And so then I went, I don't know, boats. Can't open on my HQ prompts. Hell yeah, there's always more work to do, and it's gonna be a pain when after the award ceremony in September, it's gonna be like, okay, I have to edit everything now. Everything is wrong. Everything must be edited. I did make the map myself. Yes, this is one of my maps. I've done 2. I've done 2 continent maps, and this is the one that looks slightly better. I would say, because the colors are nice. But I do like that map. And then maps is for after summer camp. That's what we focus on. Maps after summer camp. So I guess the idea that I maybe settled on is, so one thing about this big lake here. So this is Lake Strelish, and this is the River Seld. Which I need to still fix this bit of the map. Lake Strelish and the River Seld are both condominiums, which means that they're owned by everybody. And this was part of a whole, like, thing. There technically wasn't a war about it, but it did come about as a result of a war that happened, where they went, hey, no singular person owns this lake, or this river, or any part of the water. So we have to share it. We have to all be able to go along it. Any tax laws and whatever is decided by all of us, which if you look at the country borders, there's a lot of countries that are involved in that. Like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 8 directly involved in managing the lake and the river. So, oh no, hold on. How do I fucking do moderation shit from my phone? That's disgusting. Ugh. Ban. Oh. Fuck. How do I ban people? No! Streamlabs doesn't tell me how to ban people. Right? Right? Here we go. That's the button. Nailed it. I found the button. So good. Bomb fix. Gosh. But yeah, so because they're a condominium, oops, wrong page, I figured that, hey, they probably have like a group, like an international collective that sail the lake and like enforce the law of the condominium to make sure that no one's doing like whack shit. So I was like, yeah, that could work for law enforcement. Plus it means I get to write about boats. And I like boats. I like boats. So I'm like, that could work. I don't know. Did I get a bot as well? I don't have a modded bot. I technically do, but I haven't set it up because I don't want to be too aggressive with it. Most of the time I can do it myself. Of the 3 prompts done, they're just very basic and need a lot of work. Yeah. Yeah, that's usually the good way to do it, is you start fairly simple, and then if you get time, you come back and add a little bit more to them. That's why it's like 300 words, and most of these articles, the short ones are the stream ones, and the long ones are ones that I didn't write on stream, because on stream I tend to only get to about like 500. Yeah. No, the band user, I did that manually. Oh, it's a spam bot. Don't worry about him. That was a spam bot going like, "Wanna be famous? Here's a link," and I'm like, "Leave, be gone, destroyed." I think I've technically banned someone before. I think secondhand on the very first stream that you came to, I think I had to ban someone then as well. So you know, bans. It's fun. Food-focused event. My comment was, I don't know how food works, so that's going to be a fun one. And I can't use the cheese wheel thing because I gave that to Delian, so no cheese wheels. No cheese races. I'm tempted, but no cheese races. Species is probably now going to be crabs. Unassuming character was first, just a huge, I don't know, buddy. Why does clicking do this? I wish it didn't. I wish the comments weren't so tiny. It's really dumb. Is there a way to not do that? No. Okay. That's annoying. Ugh. Blech. And then I was like, controls what? And the first idea was that it was going to be connected to one of the countries that... Fucking hell. One of the countries that is big in the regional tension shenanigan department. But I don't know, because I don't know enough about him as a leader. I think I've basically just implied that he's an asshole so far. And he's actually in charge, so he isn't the unassuming character. It's presumably someone else in his court. But I was like, I don't know. And then there was something about an immortal lady. I don't know what she's doing. She's somewhere, maybe. Yeah. That's why some people block links. Yeah, but then if I start blocking links, I have to find a way to get people to send me links for like showing them on stream, because I still want to do that. So I don't know how to set any of that up. Like, I've tried to set up like bots, and I keep failing. So I've just been like, you know what, it's fine. It's okay. I'll handle it. I think you can like get the default Twitch to just yeet links anyway. So I can do that if I have to. I'll figure something out. If it becomes a problem, like if I see more, I'll whap them. Ooh, any comments? And 1 more second, I was distracted with the sandwich. That was exciting. I imagine it was. So bad. I think I'm gonna try something. One sec. Nope. I'm being back. I'm trying my best. I'm fixing something. So I literally just turned it off, but I have a plan, and my plan is to switch to my phone. Because things keep breaking. So I'm going to turn that off. I'm gonna switch to my phone for Twitch chat. Because hopefully that'll fix it. Where do I find Twitch chat? Where did the stream manager go? Ugh, your dashboard. Good info, fine, whatever. Let me in. Let me in my stream manager. There we go. Okay. Alright. Hopefully, because that's the only commonality that I've figured out, is that on the 2 streams that I've had the worst technical problems, it's been because I have a tablet, an entire second computer running my Twitch chat. So I've turned it off. And maybe that'll help? I don't know. It might just be that internet is bad. Which is annoying. I don't like that. Luckily, I can see everyone's comments from earlier. Sorry about that. I'm trying. This is gonna be a bitch to edit. Oh god. So, alright. Computer's cool and stuff. And then, oh my god, if they're Templars, are gonna have an island fortress. Ooh, they could. And I could write about that for the headquarters if I wanted to. Which is helpful. Useful. Are you on Wi-Fi? Yes, I am on Wi-Fi. I can't get an Ethernet cable. I can't get an Ethernet cable this far because there's an entire living room in between me and the router. I am in a direct. There is a wall and a closet between me and the router, which is annoying. But this is the best room to do shit in, because if I'm in the usual room, it's wouldn't work. I've tried, wouldn't work. So this is unfortunately the best option that I have, but it seems to have stabilized for the minute. So hopefully turning off that second will have made it stop being mean. Hopefully it's now going to stop being mean. The tablet was a neat idea, but it appears to only cause problems. And then there was, yeah, so everyone sending links to Discord and blocking them on Twitch. Yeah, that could work. And I am pretty high up in the Twitch, so I'm very easy to find. So I can be DM'd very easily. So I might do that if I see too many more bots. I'll whap them and then get you guys to just DM me article links on the Discord. And then I've built a lot of island castles in my Minecraft, that's why I'm excited. Hell yeah! Island castles, that's the good shit. Try drilling a hole through the closet to get the cable through. It isn't my closet, so I can't do that. I'm not allowed to drill holes in the wall. It'll hopefully sort itself out. Able to contact your service provider, complain about connection issues, and then hope they send you a boost. I mean, I could. That would be effort. But I could, if it happens again, like if for instance, if my third stream I crash out again, given that that's 2 Saturday streams and a Tuesday stream both being torpedoed, I'd need to, like, you know, that would be like, this is something that's long going. Oop, dropped more frames. Bloody hell. So I'll wait on it. I'll see. I don't have a Discord server. Technically I do, but it's a personal note-taking server. But I am a moderator in the World Anvil Discord server, which is what I meant when I said I'm really high up. Because I'm at, like, the top of the list. I'm like, I don't know, the 7th person on the list. So I'm very easy to get to on the server. So, you know, that was the idea. We'll see. For today, if we get time to share articles later, we can just post them in here for the minute. Just in the Twitch chat. God, the connection really is shit, isn't it? Wow. God. The other alternative is that adding chatterbox just kills it. We'll see. We'll see. No, sent me a whisper. Okay. I'm gonna have to... Oh, that's not gonna work, actually. Just Twitch line. Twitch. I'll open that in a separate tab. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sort of. The answer to that is I'm non-binary. That's close enough. It's just fine. It's all in the related categories. It's fine. Okay. So, because I can say that openly because I'm fine with it. Everyone now knows. Just to be clear. Alright, so I need to actually pick an article to work on. So that I actually do get work done today. Because I like to get at least one article done a day, and I haven't done one today. I don't need a D20. That's not going to help me. Wow. So if... The way I usually do it is that for the first stream of a set... No luck reconnecting? Oh no. No? It should be up. Oh no. Not again. Please, God. The third drop comes. I hope not. Ugh. I've dropped twice. But I going back 6 minutes ago, I think. Is how that works. I have been dropping frames consistently since the start, though. Which isn't good. This one's gonna really be a bitch to edit when I do the VOD. Because I do post these on YouTube, just so I have them. So this is gonna be one I have to actually edit, which, ugh, disgusting. Editing. Who needs it? Yeah, I need to work on an actual article, and usually what I do is I try to work on one of the ones that I have no ideas for, because since it's such a hard, complicated, difficult thing to work with, the idea is that if I do it on stream, I can at least get help. So since I think this one's so like Templar Condo, I don't know what Templar Condo means. It's all good. So that means there is, and this could be Templar, but we'll see. That means there's 5. I don't have a D5. Ugh. Maybe we'll just so we won't do the organization head. We won't. So I'm gonna roll a D4 to pick a prompt to work on. And of the prompts that I'm picking from, it's going to be the production settlement, the food-focused event, the species bred for a valuable resource, and the unassuming character. So, in order. So, we're going to see which difficult prompt that I don't have ideas for is first. The unassuming character. Oh, beans. Oh, beans. Well... Templar Lakeside condo with a hot tub. Oh my god. They might. They just might. I mean, Lakeside, a beautiful island property in the middle of Lake Sterlish, and they're just beautiful condo. They might do it. I honestly might run with the whole condo, like, pun. We'll see. Anyway, apparently we're working on the unassuming character. Which is great, because I didn't have idea for that, so... But that's what streaming is for. That way I can hopefully figure something out. Unassuming character. So, the character template is very big, and there's a lot in it, but at least I've used it before. So it's not a template that I'm unfamiliar with. Which is what happens every time we did like a, which one was it? The vehicle one? I never use vehicle. I never use profession, so we're gonna have a bad time. This one is gonna just be a weird time to do. And then no, tech's gonna be difficult, so, there are a couple that I don't use. I was wondering what you guys did for the common object. I did, like, bandanas, I think. I think for that one, yeah, that one was like wearing a bandana and which way you point it means something, which is technically more of a secret code, but you can just wear a bandana normally, so I thought it counted. And I already had an idea for the secret code, so I went, it's fine. It's fine. It'll count. It's close enough, and it means it'll tie into the smugglers as well, so that's good. I'm doing the author. Ah, yes, the author. I am very unassuming as a person, so I would fit right in as an unassuming character for my world, but I'm not going to write an article that's about myself, I don't think. So I'm going to have to figure that out. So the big questions to start with is like who, what, when, where. That's when twice, when, where, why, how. I use bullets as my secret symbol. Different types of bullets are used to send quick messages between the members of a particular organization in my world. Ooh. Yeah. It's a very nice one. As I think a lot of people did kind of go with the code angle for the secret symbol, which is funny because there was literally a code prompt, but it does make sense. Codes, secrets, secret meaning. And then, you know, piece of clothing. Your dandelions, nice. I think I'm pretty sure I did send a notification for the smuggler's knot, but honestly, I don't remember. I don't remember if I actually enjoyed writing that article or not. Let me check. Untitled. Okay. Well, I know that. I did publish it. There's that. It is public. I did update it at some point. It's out there. It can be found. Not all of my articles are winners. Not all of them win. So, these are like the big questions that it's useful to start with for prompts. I'm gonna make that longer if I can see them all. Please tell me I'm stable. I'm not stable. Ugh. Ugh. Bloody things. What? Okay. Okay. So my ideas were someone who works for Grand Prince Univis and Immortal lady living somewhere. Which is rough, because she's arguably the immediate best option, just because Immortal lady living somewhere is good, but I don't know if she actually does anything. Admittedly, I haven't written about her, so I can make her do stuff. She can do things if she wants to. So I could make that work. She doesn't have to be from the Hufons. I think that was just the vague idea. Because the whole thing was that she was in the Hufons at some point, or in the countries that were in that area prior to these two existing as a messy mess. So she could still be there, or she might be somewhere else. But the question is, what is she doing? Aside from apparently being in control of stuff. I need to pull up the full wording of the prompt so I have a better idea of what I'm doing. So, unassuming character who secretly controls things from behind the scenes. Oh yeah, I can't copy from this page. Ugh. God. I wish that was copyable text. Because it should be, but it's not. I need to copy it from here. Alright. Alright, so unassuming character who secretly controls things behind the scenes. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Ooh, thank you for the follow, Songbird. Good morning. Warning in advance that my internet is bad, so it might buffer a lot. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know. I don't know who to blame. It could be anyone's fault, and by anyone's fault, I mean it's Q's internet article fault. So the who is, I guess, Immortal lady doing things. What? Running stuff. It's totally fine. No one's obligated to follow anyway, but I'm happy that people do. Means a lot. When? Now? When? Now. Where? Well, where is a good question. Because I can just pick a country. And I guess part of it is that picking... I haven't written anything about it. That was I was useless clicking on that. Picking one that I haven't written much about might be better on the whole. Because I've written I haven't written a fair amount. I've written the actual articles. Oh, I need to fix the CSS. Ugh. Like, I've actually written about Pris Hufons and Ibza Hufons. And I've written a fair amount about Nahachihid, but not about the actual country. Some stuff about Varzahad. And then very little about Durzalo. So I feel like that one might be where we would say she is. But I don't know. That implies a lot about her. It implies a lot about her personality immediately. Because so far the defining trait of Dirtzalel has been asshole. So I need to, you know, if she's from Dirtzalel, or if she's in there currently, she's doing bad things with her power. Probably? She might not be. We can work on that. My stream is very low on viewers, but yeah. That's part of the thing, is now that there's so many more streamers have been added to the calendar, that it's basically impossible to not overlap with people. Like, there's just a lot, especially later in the evening. Like, what? When you, yeah, like, look at, what is happening here? My god. There are so many of you playing, right? There are a lot of people that stream at similar times, and I was like, wow. Damn. I think the only reason that no one has... I've been clashed with once, I think. I've been clashed with a single time, and that was because it was Crecilia's, I think, second stream. And they were streaming... they were streaming at my time, and so I started, I think, an hour early to try and avoid that. But then Cresselia moved all the way back here. So the only reason I don't get overlapped is because I've been here from the start. I put my stake in my spot, and everyone has worked around me to try and fill in the huge Australia gap, which I can't fill because I unfortunately don't have that time in the middle of the day. Over the first 5 days, my internet has stopped working 4 times for more than 3 hours. This started before I read the article. Coincidence? I think not. Yeah. My internet's been mostly fine. It's just that, like, I think the start of last stream, it dropped a bit. The frames weren't stable at the start, but then it stabled out. And then obviously, we've dropped out twice today, and I'm still dropping frames, which is very, very frustrating. And I really wish it wouldn't. I really wish it wouldn't. But unfortunately, that's just what we're dealing with at the moment. At least it's not my computer dying, it's the internet dying, which are distinct problems, thankfully. Yeah. No one's catching this mercy, yeah, hopefully. You stream right before I wake up, so like, I'll wake up and see what you do. Yay! That's part of it as well, is that I stream at a time when it's late Australia and Europe likes to cover it, but America doesn't. So in the America time zone, it gets whack. America, a lot happens when America wakes up. Look at all this. Whoa. Yeah. Someone's printing things. Yeah. Even Hefe gets overlapped. Yeah, Hefe and Toblin have had the same stream slot for a while, though. Like, that's just been they've just been working with that. Well, I mean, they say that. They usually don't stream on the same day. So because Hefe is streaming every day, he is now overlapping with Toblin. They previously streamed on different days. So they didn't overlap before. So once summer camp ends, that'll sort itself out. Because like once summer camp ends, I'm probably going to drop the Tuesday stream just because I'm tired. I'm sleepy on Tuesdays. Yeah. Yeah, tried to fill in the gas line in time. Yeah. It's nice to have people trying to fill in the gap. It is very nice to see, but I know that it's a rough time zone for a lot of people, just because like this is peak Australia, but we don't have many Australians, so none of us can fill it. So it's just me most of the time, and I'm like, ah, the Australia times. It's a nightmare, but we're managing it slowly. We're slowly spreading out. We're gathering more people. We're working on it. Yeah. I'm in West Canada, so for me, my streaming time is 3 AM. Oof. So it's it's nearly 6 in the morning then. Oof. Like right now. That is late. I now see what you mean. I see what you mean about not getting enough sleep. Oof. Certainly don't stay up. If you get tired, you go to bed. I'm not going to keep anybody up. I refuse. Yeah, you better get your slots in. Check the August calendar. Oh no. How's August going? I'm scared. I'm scared about the August times. Oh, yeah. See? It's beautiful. As intended. As was always planned. This is what we like to see. Beautiful blank space. I love August. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. I've been here not as long as you guys, but for a few months and before the rush. But it didn't leave me. Pacific time zone, so I overlap with evening and Eastern when you're streaming in the late afternoon. Yeah. Time zones. It's rough. Make it a reasonable time to help you with the Aussie times. I appreciate it. I appreciate some coverage, because I can't cover it all. Yeah. And when I finish my PhD, I'll try and fill in the gap, but that'll be post-summer camp. Absolutely. Whatever you're doing comes first. Hence why I stream on 2 very weird days, and will probably drop the Tuesday stream later, because I'll be like, I've got things to do. Yeah. It is peak UK time, but I guess part of it is that not everyone likes to stream during the day. Like, I mean, I'm streaming at nearly 11 o'clock at night, just because it works better for me that way. Because it means that, like, my family doesn't interrupt me, because they mostly go to sleep. So there's that. There's always that element, depending on your, like, where you live and, like, your living setup. So I'm like, yes. This is the perfect time to yell. This is the yell time. If I started playing games, this would be the perfect yell time. Because no one will hear me, except for everyone online. So, I think we're going to commit to Dirtzalo. We're going to put her in there, I'm going to deal with it. She is very wise. Very smart. Much knowledge. These are the rough notes. How? How indeed. Correct. How indeed. These are excellent notes. I am master world build. I world build good. Because I didn't think I was going to be working on the whole primordial human thing at any point, so I'm like, oh. Well, now is the time. Now I have to think about it. I'm like, Yeah. I see that for many people, most streams are in the second half of the day. Yeah, I think most people like to stream afternoon. No one wants to stream in the morning. The only people who stream in the morning are streaming at 3 in the morning. They are staying up. It is the nighttime. No one wants to stream in the morning daylight. That shit. Oof. No one needs to see. Oof. I'm just imagining me waking up at 7 in the morning to stream and being like, wow. No. No. Absolutely not. Couldn't do it. And I was like, ugh. Yeah. I figured if I kept it every day, and there's a chance of trying to get a following, and it also helps me focus on my writing, since I'm either working on my world or writing my novel. Yeah, well, having a consistent stream helps, because then it means like something is going to get done. Ideally, I will have an article, at least 300 words of an article done by the end of the day, which is more than I would have done otherwise. Possibly, potentially. And that'll be good for post-summer camp, because one thing that always happens between, like, World Ember and summer camp is that I basically go to sleep for 5 months, and then I wake up in like a frenzy, like, the day before summer camp, like, oh my god, world building has to happen. And the idea is that if I keep streaming, I'll get at least, like, one thing worked on a week. And it also means that I've scheduled out some fun time every week to get away from doing uni homework, of which I will have a lot. I actually have homework due during summer camp, I think on the same day that I'm planning to stream, so that's going to be really fun. It's going to be a fun Friday night. I haven't committed to that, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be streaming on a Friday at some point, so I'm going to have to work on that, so I don't panic on stream, like, oh god, I didn't submit my homework, Oh well. So, she's an immortal lady, doing things. She's secretly running the entire country of Dirtzalo, which, there are umlauts on that name, don't worry about it, I'll get to it. She's doing that now. It's in Dirtalo. And she's able to do it because she's very wise, because she's literally a primordial being. Like, she is, like, first human kind of shit. Like, I'm not, well, yeah, I mean, I guess it is just, like, first human thing. I think the being that I was immediately thinking of was, like, the, what's the name of the one Dark Souls dude? The furtive pygmy? The furtive pygmy? Sort of like that kind of thing. She doesn't look like that. She looks just like an old lady. But she's in that kind of vein of being, like, the first of a kind. You know, they're all the first of the gods, first of the witches, first of the dead, first of the humans. It's that kind of vibe. It's a great procrastination. It definitely is. I don't know if it's helped that I've been using World Animal for the entire time I've been at university. Always umlauts. Always umlauts. Trying to remember how I pronounce my own umlauts. I'm like, oh Jesus. Because German is none of those languages are my native languages, so I can't read them. I have to, like, think about it for a second, like, yes. That was up the dark hand. Never played Dark Souls 1, but I know many things. So, but she's very smart, she knows a lot of stuff. And then I guess, possibly what she's working with here is that the whole idea of being an immortal being, in her context specifically, is that, like, I get the basic gist of the idea that I had, and this was from, like, a whole year ago. This is an old idea that I haven't actually written yet. The idea was that each species, like, sapient species, so, like, the dragons, humans, elves, merfolk, they basically started with about 8 or 16, no, wait, like 4 or 8 or something people. So, like, there were 4 to 8 primordial dragons that are immortal, but, like, they live forever unless killed. And then same for, so it'd be like 4 to 8 humans, probably more. So, like, 8 humans, 8 elves, 8 merfolk, etc. And the idea is that there definitely are not 8 anymore. So if we commit and say that there are 8 primordial humans, there are no longer 8. Most of them are dead from, like, you know, the greed of man or something. Like, they've just been, like, murdered. They had an argument and got, like, clobbered. One of their kids usurped them, as kids are wont to do. So she's either the sole remaining primordial human, or she's the sole remaining on this continent. That she's basically the last of the first. And so that means she has to be very careful about what she does. Because the worry is that if people figure out that she's immortal, that she's lived since, like, the birth of time, almost, there would be a whole, like, thing where people would start asking very awkward questions, and then they might get angry that she will not answer those questions, and then she might end up dead. And naturally, doesn't really feel like dying right now. So she basically wanders from country to country every couple of years. Like, you know, once a decade, moves along, takes a new name. Next decade, moves along, takes a new name. Just keeps moving. So she's probably been over the entire continent by now. But she's mostly stayed, I think, in this kind of region because she speaks the languages spoken here. Because, like, just because she's primordial doesn't mean she knows all the languages. Like, she can't go here. She doesn't speak either of the 2 languages from that region. So she basically stays, I guess, this broader area here. Into the countries that have no names. The blank lands. So she's been to a lot of places, and she just sort of changes it up. It goes on a big loop. Zigzags away across the continent. Through different towns, through different countries, cities, etc. And so she's currently in Dirtalo, And apparently what she's decided to do with her time now is manipulate the Durzalel monarchs from behind their backs, which is kind of cool. So, like, I can work with that. That's apparently her motive. Which, given that I haven't thought much about what this country is about, is not helpful. Because it means I don't know why she's decided to do something specific. I don't know what she specifically wants from this. Aside from just having fun. Because sometimes you're just bored. Sometimes you just want to cause chaos a little bit. Why not? What else is going to spice up your 20th millennia of existing, right? It's chaos. Stoke the tensions. Feed the fire. Just don't get assassinated, please. Hence why she's secretive and behind the scenes, so that nobody knows. Nobody knows. Oh my god. Ugh. I have dropped frames every 2 minutes. Just consistently. This sucks. I wish it didn't do that. Ugh. Disgusting. I'm gonna have to troubleshoot and figure out what that issue is later, I think. It's gonna bother me that it was that bad for the entire time. But hopefully, maybe if I don't talk about it, it won't do it again. Maybe I should just... No internet. No internet allowed. It's forbidden. So. Good quote. Oh shit, she needs a name. Shit. Oh no. Well, I guess she doesn't. She mostly just needs a title. Because she is very much secretive, so she might not actually need a name. She might be good with just a title. Hey Starlaw! Welcome! Haven't seen you around, I don't think, so welcome. Hope you've had a lovely day. That world building is happening. Half a minute behind. The frames are fine. Are they? I don't know if they are. As I said, for the entirety of the stream, I have been receiving dropped frames detected because they're over 10% every 2 minutes. So... And I think everyone is behind a little bit because of the multiple drops and split-second buffers, so... Half the time I am just going to be talking to myself. Yeah, just woke up. Nice. So, primordial guide. I think that actually might do it. So I'll put the quote in there. I won't do the quote until I finish it, because I don't know what to write there. Frames are fine. I mean, the main thing with frames is that theoretically, the frame shouldn't affect it coming through. It mostly just means that the motion on the screen is a little bit jumpy. I think that's how frames work. And because I'm the only thing that's moving frequently. And I'm a tiny little thing in the corner, so it's not as obvious. It could be worse. It could be significantly worse. If I was playing like a video game, you would notice very quickly that frames are being lost because things would get really jumpy. But because all that you can see is like my screen, and it's just me writing, it's not as big of a deal as it could be, luckily. Which is very lucky. It's just technical stream. That's going to be what it's called in Discord, on the YouTube, just absolute technical nightmare. Oh, trying to finish current work on, then go to bed. Exactly, go to bed. Go to sleep. No one's staying up to 6 AM on my watch, I say. I've done that before. I've done that before, I regretted it. Let's say that I didn't at the time. I do now, but then, no, it was cool. So, the primordial guide is a mysterious figure in Straße Politics. Ooh, where did we get the yes, the world anvil overlay. Where did we put it? Where is it put? I think it's pinned in the summer camp channel, but because it keeps happening. Yeah, so in the summer camp channel on Discord, not the stream. Actually, wait, is it on the streamers one as well? It might be in the streamers one as well. Yeah, so it's easy to find it in the streamers channel. In the summer camp streamers channel on the World Anvil Discord, the pinned message at the bottom. So there's 3 pinned messages. One's about pings, and then there's one about like the streamers core. The one from Janet, there's a link to a streamer pack. It's a Dropbox link to the streamers pack, and it gives you the lovely yellow, and it gives you like there's like ice cream stuff as well. I'm gesturing like you can see my mouse over the overlay, but you can't. But you know, there's like that, and there's all the text, and it's got a couple of different ways so you can like funk it. You can really like tweak it to fit you. Because I initially didn't use the like provided overlay prop. I had like a different setup, and then I went, actually, what if I just use the one that they give me? Too late now, it's after 6 again. Oh well. We did get a 4-eyed app. Okay, so the point again. Well, okay, hold on. Actually, I don't have it set up so I can find it. We might actually link it somewhere in here. Is it linked somewhere? Do we link to the streamer overlay on the thing? Because that would be useful. But, oh, I can open Discord in this, can't I? 1 second. Because I haven't set up my Streamlabs to actually, like, capture my entire desktop, so give me a second. Don't mind that. Don't mind any of that. If you go to the Summer Camp Streamers channel, yeah, if you go to the Summer Camp Streamers channel and check the pinned messages up top, there's a pinned message from Janet, who is like our lovely Queen of Bananas, and there is a link to a Dropbox, and it has all of these like images and graphics that you can use. And then there's also, this also helps because it's got like the streamer setup stuff, which is neat. I do think that us putting the streamer pack on the streamer core world would probably be useful, but I don't have any editing say on that, so I might mention that in the Summer Camp Streamers channel afterwards, because that's where it makes sense for me to immediately go, oh yeah, we totally have it, don't we? And then we don't. And then we didn't put it there. Yeah, can't seem to get it to work. Yeah. Streaming's a mythical language. I don't get it. I've been streaming for like a month and a half now, and I was like, I don't know how this works. None of this makes any sense to me. It's confusing. So, when in doubt, people in the Discord will like explain stuff to you. Like if you go, hey, how do I set up my like overlay properly? They'll be like, yeah. Here's how you do it. Which app are you using? Here are apps you can use that are really good for streaming. It's like, oh, thank God. They know all the things. But I set up before the streamer core was a thing, so I was all on my own. The sad time. So, primordial guy is a mysterious figure in Thracian politics. Actually, wait, before I actually write words, I don't have a portrait. I don't have species, she's human. Birth date, no. Year of birth, no. Death, no. Age. Age is something. I don't use description ones usually. Ethnicity, technically she transcends that, but I guess by default she'd be Sir Leo. Current location, doesn't count. Eagle on board, oh god. Yeah. I have it has my top player and still doesn't show up. Ugh. Yeah, that sounds about right. There is an eye bot. Hold on. If I hit this, it's going to cause chaos if I do it. Hold on. Because if I do that, it... Oh, wait, no, because I have transition on. Oh, thank God. But there's like an eye icon that can change if it's seen. That might be part of it. That or it didn't pull the image properly. The Twitch chat... the Discord channel can probably explain all that way better. Because they can have it with screenshots and everything. And that would require setup. It would require me to change many things, because I don't have a plain desktop capture set up. I don't need that. I don't think I need any of this. Well, known languages. I usually put that in manually on the sidebar, don't I? Physical. Wait, hold on. Conditions. She probably doesn't have any of those. She's probably good. It's a whack collection of shit. That's see ghosts, be paralyzed, PTSD. I don't even know what that's supposed to be comparable to, and no magic for you. It's an interesting collection. I don't even know what character prototype means. Personal. I don't use 90% of the boxes on these templates. I'm just like, yeah, I know what a character is. This is fun. Here we go. Here's what I want. Here's the links. So her current affiliated nation is Durzalo, which I'm not pronouncing correctly. And the current residence. What's it called? What's the city called? What's the city called? Sonachla. Okay, she's in Sonachla. Which I'm pretty sure isn't an article, but I'll check. It is not. That's fine. I'll be able to find it later if I need to. Yeah. You can distract. It's totally fine. I will distract myself. Let's be clear. I don't need help to do that. It'll happen anyway. Okay, and then divine deity I won't use. Technically, she would be divine, but that's not in the way that this bit of the template would be used. Because she doesn't have a cult. As far as I know. She could. She might have a cult. The cult probably doesn't know who she is. They worship her in an abstract sense. Squirrel! Where? There was a squirrel in this room. Shit. By God, I'd be like, wait, how did a squirrel get both into Australia and then into my room? Where did it come from? See? Whoosh. Immediately gone. But the primordial guide is a mysterious figure in Thracian politics. Appearing before kings and president. Oh, actually, no. That's fancy. So we'll use sovereigns and presidents as a humble old lady. The wisdom and the guidance she provides has defined the directions of many countries throughout the eras. I'd worry that I'll end up like bigging her up too much, because the whole point of the prompt is that it's an unassuming character. And I'm basically coming out at the start by saying she knows shit, man. She knows she's done stuff. So I feel like that might not be the way that I would convey it in the way that fits the prompt. Because this makes her she's not unassuming here. Like, this is the only part that's normal here. That she's just like an old lady. And then there's just, everything else about her. So I think what I should do is I should narrow it down to specifically Durzalo, not Thracian as a whole, even though she has done that, and I know that. I know these to be facts. But the people don't. The people think that she's just like... Who's in charge of Durzalo again? Oh, shit. Who is in charge of Durzalo? Oh, no. Oh, no. We're having a problem. The problem has arisen that I've forgotten how this country works. But I know which character article does say something about Durzalo. This one. This was the religious figure prompt from the first round. So it's a king. Okay, so it was the king of Dutsalil at the time, 40 odd years ago. So it's definitely still a monarchy. So it is a king or a queen or a crown or some such. Some neutral term. I think I usually use like sovereign or crown or something. There is an in-universe word, but that doesn't mean anything to anyone else. Work in some humility. As unassuming would be a good sense of... Yeah. She needs to be... I need to describe her as very normal to make this work. It needs to ramp up to the weird stuff. The sidebar is where we can talk about the whole thing where no one knows where she's from or how old she is. We're confused. What's her deal? Someone's sus. So maybe she shouldn't have a title like this grandiose. Primordial Guide might be a bit much. I remember she feels like the sort of person who would be like, the guide. Just the guide. Smiley face. But I won't do that. That doesn't fit the vibe of anything else. Lady Guidance, perhaps. Because that's not as funky. There's a little bit of, you know, like your surname could be Guidance. It could be a title. It's not unusual, per se. I could conlanger a name right now, but that's effort. Conlanging is effort, and I'm not good at it, so I don't know if I want to have to do that. Considering I get it wrong every time. So Lady Guidance is... So she has to have a role, a legitimate, perfectly normal role within the Dutsalil, like government. Like she needs to be like, I don't know, like his nurse or something. I don't know. What a long buffer. Oh no. Oh no, not again. People are behind. Like, 'cause it is dropping a lot of frames. And even, like, it'll be like seconds of buffer. And it adds up. There's a long delay, so it's gonna be fun. Luckily, the VOD will not have that delay. And I'll be editing it and fixing it, putting it on YouTube at some point. So there's that. Yeah. So... Are you seeing her as a mother role or as a nurse-doctor role? Ooh. I feel like... Ooh. So she is, like, genetically, like, the mother of humanity. Because she's one of those, like, primordial, immortal beings who's, like, the first of man, sort of thing. So... It would... The motherhood role makes sense. That she's trying to, like, guide the countries of her land, like her people, to do whatever she thinks is best for them. But I do also like that, like, nurse-doctor angle of it, where, like, she's trying to, like, fix problems she sees specifically. And I feel like that, maybe she's just, like, she's just, like, one of, like, the maids, almost. But, like, maybe, like, a head maid. Where her job is, like, maybe she's just, like, a nurse. She's one of the royal nurses who just, you know, tends to the royal family whenever they're a little bit sick, you know, tends to their colds, because she doesn't catch disease, she's fine. So she'll, you know, tend to all their ills, fix their scrapes and cuts, etc. And that gives her a very, very good way to just talk directly to whoever's in charge, because he's right there. Yeah. Doctor Who meets a Buddhist monk. A little bit. I think a little bit. She's just this immortal old lady who just appears out of nowhere doing some small, like, healing roles. Not doing any, like, mad, like wild stuff. Like, healing-wise. Just doing, like, you know, basic stuff. And she gives you advice as she does it, and then she just appears, and you're like, that old lady had really good ideas. And then suddenly the entire course of history has changed. I know Doctor Who doesn't usually do, like, the big ripples, but, like, it's in there. That's the vibe. So Maybe guidance is a bit too on the nose as a name. We'll leave it for the minute. We'll come back to her name later. Is the head royal nurse. Is the head nurse for the royal family of Setsulo. Yeah. Oh, sweetie, I know the crown is a hard thing to wear. Come sit with me and have some tea and let's talk. I feel like that's exactly her thing. Just being this very sweet and, like, calming presence because she's had centuries to practice it. And she just, chats, and it just so happens that most of what she's saying is suggestions for how you can do things better, and oops. Things have happened now. She's causing something. I don't know if she's a good person or not. Like, obviously, like, good and evil are fairly nebulous distinctions, but so far, the way that I've written the country that she's currently in is with a single word, asshole. So, whether she is continuing the assholery or not is up for debate. I don't know what her motive is beyond just, like, mothering the humans. Apolitical. She could be apolitical as well, you're right. She could just be fairly, like, chill. And not necessarily big picture focused. Fairly sort of narrowed in on just, like, I'm keeping the royal family, like, safe and healthy. Because they are my family for the next decade or two. For my allotted time of being allowed to live in Dirtzalel before I get suspicious. They're my family. I look after my family. It just so happens that my family is in charge of a country. And thus, I have outsized influence. Not that she's unaware of that. She would know that. But she's like, yes, it's fine. You gotta spice it up every once in a while. Assholery or assholitude? I've always said assholery. But I guess assholitude, it is... Well, no, they did do asshole things. So it's assholery. Assholitude is just having a bad personality. They've done, they've been mean. They've been mean. They've done mean things. It was assholery in the past. Does she have anyone opposing her besides some families that resent her interferences? Probably. Almost certainly. There would definitely be some people within, like, perhaps even just the royal staff who'd be like, it's a bit weird that you have a really close relationship with the king, and, like, some of the royals, like, the cousins and stuff, you come to visit, and it's like, oh, I gotta go, have tea with my nurse. Like, you have scheduled tea time with your nurse? Excuse me? Here's a little bit of that. That's a bit weird. But I'm sure it's fine, she's just a nurse. What could she be doing? Accidentally guiding a country along in its way. Her family of Tetsuo. Heading in. And has been since, what day is it? What time is it? Wait, I know how to find this out. I had this up in case I got really lost. I need a converter page. My dates are so confusing, I have an entire converter. It is currently 39, so, I'd say she's been there for about 7 years. It is currently 32 return. Okay, excellent, we figured it out. Since I'm going to link to the calendar when I do it. Because my dates are dumb, and I link to them every time. So 32 return. Boom. I'm glad you like it, because I didn't have any of this before we started. None of this had been figured out. All I knew was Immortal Lady doing things, as you can see. Because the dice decided this was the article today, and I went, oh, okay. Cool. We'll come back to the intro paragraph, because I might want to add a little bit more to that. Because that's actually not going to be very long. That is a very short sentence. More for a while, great. Thank you, Mindaro. See ya. Have fun with whatever you're doing. Or good naps, etc. You'll have fun. We'll have good times. Okay, so how do I usually format character articles? 1 second. I have to immediately check how I format my articles. I usually start with histories. Oh wow. I say start with history, that's an entirely history article. That's probably not the best example of a character article, because that's just like, it's because this one's history, ties of perception. Okay. This is from the other continent. They're cool. They're a cool character as well. But that's the other area, the other zone. That's where the civil war is happening. Well, technically, nah. There's a lot happening. Okay. Stop it. There we go. Next bit. There we go. Okay. History. Lady Guidance. So she presumably has a cover story, because she kind of has to. So she's probably, because the whole thing is that she's moved around from country to country, and she doesn't have a traceable accent, because it'd be like that a little bit. So her story would be that she's from somewhere else and has immigrated too, and that she, used to be a nurse in a public hospital or something. Helping out the poor who can't get healthcare very much, and then she moved to Dirtsalil because they don't know who she is. I don't think. They might know a little bit. She hasn't been here long. The main thing is she has not been here very long. Because she moves around constantly. Because if people figure out she's immortal, shit will get very bad. Well, it won't get very bad. It'll get complicated. And she's worried that'll happen. So she moves around every decade or so to avoid being traced. So some people might recognize her. But that's why she changes social statuses every once in a while. So that's why I was saying maybe her cover story for the minute is that, I grew up in Ibs-Falls, and I worked on a farm, and I became a nurse to look after my ailing parents, and then I was working in a public hospital, and then I married someone from Dirtsalil, and I moved over, and then he died, but I've come to love this country, and I decided to use my nursing skills for the benefit of others, and so I have ascended into the royal family nursery, and now I'm the secret power behind the current monarch, was the kind of vibe. And the monarch might know, because part of what makes her so useful as a conversation partner for a monarch who is perhaps not sure of their direction is that she knows a lot, because she's been around. She's seen it all. She's seen all of it. So she knows a lot. Does she change names? Absolutely. Which makes it hard to write about her, because I basically can't actually say any of this stuff. I can't even, because from in-universe perspective, they don't know any of this. So she has a history that she has told people, that she's, this lady from here, and she's moved because she got married or something. She has a whole cover story. Most of it's not true. Because it's missing the entire extra 20,000 years of previous shenanigans. So it makes it hard to write about her, because it'd be, it's not really a spoiler. It's secrets. People don't know these things about her. She is very shifty. But she might have told the monarch a little bit, because she knows she's giving him, I'm going to say it's the king. She's giving the king all this information that she knows about the other countries in the region, because she spent quite a lot of time in all of them. And while some of her information is a little bit out of date, because she moves around a lot and doesn't always keep track of it, it's still pretty useful to have. And so, there's bits of it. I might be the only person who remembers she's immortal by the end of this. It's fine. She hasn't been in Dirtsalil. Well, maybe she's been in Dirtsalil for a while. Maybe it's longer than a decade each time. Maybe it's 40 years or something. That might work better if it's a fairly long time. Because then, if I say she's been in Dirtsalil for about 40 years, then it's just about coming up to the time where she becomes really suspicious. Because everyone will look at her and go, "You've looked like you were 100 since you got here. How old are you? And how are you still alive right now? So that might work better. I need to do math again. This is why I have a converter. Let's say, 36. So she's been here since 3 returned. So let's just change literally one number. So she's been here, wrong page. She has been in Dirtsalil, or she's been in the employ of the royal family of Dirtsalil for 36 years. And it's coming up to the time where she's going to have to leave, or people are gonna get real sus real fast. Everyone's gonna be like, there's something off about this old lady. She's very nice, very wise, but she's very old and we're very confused. She should not still be standing. She should be requiring the nursing, not doing it. She should require all of the health supplements and the magic. I keep thinking you have a hold of an incredible concept of Doctor Who meets Dalai Lama and how to grab a baby. I guess that is kind of like the vibe of it. There's this wise old lady just appearing out of nowhere like, I have much knowledge and I will guide you for a time. For the next 30 years, I will be your grandma and I will guide you and then I will leave. I know, that's a fun vibe of it, but it is suspicious as hell because she's now running a country. So, honestly, go ahead. Because she's an interesting character, and this has been a lot of fun to work on because I haven't really thought of her since I came up with her like a year ago as a side thing. I feel like she could work really well in a story that actually focuses on her or has like her as a character, because at the moment, there is no story concept in my head that actually involves that section of anything. Like, she wouldn't come up, really. So it is like, you can have it. You can take it. You can play with that, like, immortal time traveler grandma character, because that shit rules. I love that as an idea, playing into that grandma angle. It owns. The Doctor is very old, yeah. But they don't always look old. The Doctor usually looks like, 40. Except for the one time when it was Peter Capaldi, and then he looked like, 60. I have a hole for her as the leader of my underground spy network. Perfect. You've done it. That's a very good hole for her to fill. As a character type. That works really well, because, by God, the knowledge you would have as an immortal grandma with all of this knowledge. Wow. So, Lady Guidance. So here's her, like, fake story. Most of the history is her fake story. So, was born in different country, to explain her accent being a little bit nebulous. Because of course it is. Actually, wait. Her whole point is she's moved around a lot. So she might actually be born in one country, move to a second country at some point in her life, and then move to a third country. Let's pick a country. So we're gonna say, so her second country is Ibza, which is here. Her first country, who isn't angry at Dirtsalil right now? Nautihid probably isn't pissed at them. So, we'll say she's born in Nautihid, she moves to Ibza, then she moves to Dirtsalil. So her accent's a little bit trans-stellish. Strellish? Can't even pronounce my own names. Yeah, I may steal it from my Eldritch. Oh, I forgot about the first Doctor, right. I forgot. I keep forgetting there are Doctors before Christopher Eccleston. Because I don't actually watch Doctor Who, and Day will be furious with me that I still haven't watched any of the episodes that they keep suggesting I watch, but I know of the post-reboot, or post-hiatus, and I'm like, yes, the only old person here is Peter Capaldi, and then I'm like, oh yeah, this is like 80-year-old this kindly white-haired gentleman. This is the first Doctor. I forgot all about it. All the time that they did bring, like, one of the older doctors back for a Christmas special. I remember him as well. He was like, I don't know, the 7th Doctor or some shit. Old man. I remember him now. Yeah. What if she lived in a country that was hostile to your central location, but she lived there before they were hostile? That makes some people curious and suspicious. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That is a good option. So maybe she is just straight up from, because this is a whole, like, Varzahad is democracy and Dutsalel is pretty absolutist monarchy, so they're not really friends per se. They don't have a great time. I mean, these two hate each other, but that's a different thing. She's too old to be from here or to have a tie to that place. So it's like, she can't be from Kaseyfort in a way that matters, but she can be from Varzahad, and that'll work. Or she can, well, yeah, she can be from Varzahad. That works. I'm not even buzzing classic. I know you're not suggesting classic Who app. You're suggesting I watch like a David Tennant app. I'll do it at some point. I'm sure. At some point, I will be like, you know what? I'm extremely bored. I'm down to watch like 2 hours of David Tennant running around dealing with vampires. I don't remember the plot of that episode. Yeah. They brought back one of the older Doctor's daughters. Ah, I didn't actually know that. I mean, I don't know much about nothing. I just know that one of the old Doctors did come back for a bit part. Well, a couple of them did. There was the, I'm pretty sure there was the Christmas special, which was the end of the end of Peter Capaldi's, the special that ended his tenure. They brought back one of the older Doctors to be, like, the other protagonist in that episode, along with Mark Gatiss, who was obviously there because of course he was. And then they also brought back, I think, one older Doctor for the episode about the war with the Daleks. I don't know. I know slightly more about Doctor Who than I think I did, which is always confusing because I shouldn't know that much. And your first version was Tom Baker. Ah, yes. And then a lot of them were old at the very start, weren't they? And then they started getting younger, I think is how that works. Not watching all of Doctor Who is sacrilege. Oh no. I'm extremely cursed. Oops. I'm a gigantic sinner. Family of blood in the previous apps. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. And she played his daughter in one of the apps. That's weird. Hi, Heel! Hello! Welcome. We've been chatting about Doctor Who because I have an immortal grandma. And apparently that is connected. And everything I say is incorrect because I haven't... I've seen one episode of the show. Singular. Single time. I watched one of the Capaldi episodes when I was in a very smelly hotel in New Zealand. Interesting time. A very, very interesting time. Bad hotel. But it was a good experience because we were just so bored. We were like, you know what? Yeah. Let's watch Doctor Who. What else are we gonna do, right? It's either that or play more solitaire. We can't do that for another 2 hours. It's only 7 o'clock. Shit. Yeah, in the 70s, public television was imported. Oh, yeah. So first episodes to come to the US, Tom Baker. Yeah, that makes sense. And substitute actors, yeah. Yeah, I knew some of them have come back. I know this very vaguely, but I can't remember from where. No, not emotional grandma, immortal grandma. Immortal grandmother. Live forever. She is in fact she is Grandma Prime. Grandmother Prime. She is the grandmother to end all grandmothers, and perhaps she even ended some of the other grandmothers. She is a powerful being. And by that I mean she is just an old lady who lives forever. She's not uniquely powerful, she's just very smart because she knows a lot of stuff because she's had time to learn it all. She's very old-fashioned though, because, you know, you live for 20,000 years, Keep some old habits. Yeah, I am talking about the Grandma Prime. That's her name now. Yeah. That is her name. Her name is Grandma Prime. She can have it. She can have it. Maybe you call her like grandmother. You call her grandma, and then you take Prime and you just slightly tweak it. You slightly tweak the word Prime so that it's not obvious that I'm talking about Prime. So like grandmother Prima or something. I immediately typed Prime. Say grandmother Prima. Because Prima sounds like a name, right? Yeah, so grandmother Prima. That sounds perfectly normal. Like, oh yeah, my name's Prima. It's like, oh, that's totally normal. You can call me Grandma. Okay, Grandma Prima. Nothing suspicious about this at all. The word Prima probably doesn't mean prime in the language, but she's immortal and predates the language, so it's fine. Yeah. There are many ideas. So Grandma Pila was born in Vasahat, and I'm not going to give dates. I'm not going to give dates. She's not going to give any dates to anything. She's like, oh, I was born in Vasahat a while ago, and, you know. She just very loosely talks about her history. No specific dates, because there are no dates. She knows them. She's not going to tell you. She keeps track so she doesn't go back to the same country too often and get confronted by people. Is the awesome part the fact she predates language? Because I do think that's cool, and it's a nice way to just funk it, because Prima probably has a different meaning, and I might, like, after stream, pull up my beautiful, disgusting Conlang compendium and give the word Prima a name in the local language that maybe means something close to prime, to like prime, but not quite. What happens if she gets recorded in someone's journal or painting? Yeah, and that's going to be her problem, is that what she's done, she's made a mistake, arguably, by becoming the royal nurse of Durzalo, because now she's noticeable. She's still an unassuming character in politics, but she's, like, people might actually know her and recognize her face. And so now she might be genuinely in trouble. And so this ties into the fact that the year 39 return is what we in the business call a clusterfuck, where a lot is gonna happen. Yeah, someone finds a cave wall with her painted on it. They might. They just might. They absolutely would at some point. They're like, look at this strange old lady. But, no one thinks, like, so you take you sketch it down and you put it in the museum, and no one connects it until at some point, like, the king of Durzalo goes to a museum in a foreign country and goes, wow, that sketch looks like my nurse. And everyone's like, what? I'm sorry, what? It looks like who? And it's like, pardon me, I'll be back. And she just goes back home and is like, nurse, something has to be discussed. And that's when she leaves. That's when she gets someone to commit arson in a museum. That's when she uses her influence gained over the years of being a lovely old grandma to be like, you know what, sweetie? It would be really nice if you blew up this museum. Oh no, dearie, surely it's a coincidence, yeah. It would be a shame, dear, if something happened to that poor, beautiful museum in this other country that we're not friends with at the moment. What a shame. And then, boom. There are many, many bits. So, Grandma Prima was born in Vasahat. Into a large farming family. She was considered too frail to plow the fields, and so her family saved to send her to a nearby hospital to become a nurse. And she was considered to not frail, present the word, like tender is the word? Oh, good night, Sable. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you have a lovely night's sleep. She's too gentle. Gentle's the word. Too gentle to plough the fields, and so her family saved to send her to a hospital to become a nurse. It was there she met her husband, who will not be named, because he doesn't exist. She's using her husband as a plot device to move to the other country, because you gotta spin the weave. I had last doing this to you. Say about, that's totally fine. You've been actually really helpful with figuring out Grandma Prima. I haven't written anything because I've just been chatting about it. So now I'm gonna have to go back and take notes in my own stream. Like, what did I say? I need to write about this. It's gonna be a fun next 2 hours. Husbands are the best plot device. Yeah, thank you for stopping by, Starlock. Hope you had a lovely time. And good luck with your technical difficulties. It's not me, it's the coffee. Yeah. It's always the coffee. Oof. Boy. I'm not even drinking coffee. This is just water. But streams just give me that. Oof. Right. There she met her husband. He's from Durtsalil. He needs an occupation that gets him in there. Maybe like a scholar. He's a scholar from... I need to copy the name because I can't... I'm not actually saying it correctly either. I'm 90% sure that O is not pronounced but I'm like... That's a... Durtsalil. Who had... Who? How? Who had anything? No. Oh, good night, Siobhan! Thank you for stopping by. Get a good night's sleep because it's now nearly 7 in the morning. I refuse to be responsible for anyone not getting sleep. I refuse this responsibility. Everyone go to bed. It's late at night. Go to sleep. Been injured in well, actually no, we're going to say biologist. An amateur biologist. Details. An amateur biologist. Or an amateur. An amateur biologist been injured in a fall while examining some rocks. Oh, I didn't put the biologist part. That's the important part, not an amateur. He's an amateur biologist. It's 2:45 in the afternoon. I'm longing for my mum to get home so I can stop babysitting and nap. Everyone needs a sleep. Everyone needs a nap. I need a nap. I should have napped. Because I did nearly pass out at like 9 o'clock, so I'm like, wow. I'm tired. I haven't even done anything today and I am exhausted. And I was like, no. I can't sleep. If I sleep. Oh no. I should have had a nap though. Next Tuesday I'm going to have to schedule in nap time 2 o'clock. Be like, yep. It's sleepy time. We're injured in fall while examining some rocks. Biologist probably also isn't the word I want, but it'll do. They carried on a whirlwind romance. And he proposed... Sleepers for the suckers. Refuse! Refuse. No, no. I will refuse the I will refuse the refusal. Sleep is good. Because, you know, dreams are some of the best sources of ideas. This entire world building setting would not exist if not for a weird dream about, like, bandits and gambling. You know? I have much to thank for dreams, and also sleep is just comfy. It's nice and warm in my bed. I have a rug on. It's cold. Geologist. That's the one. He's an amateur geologist. An amateur geologist. Perfect. I was like, nature. I dropped out of physics, okay? I don't know nothing about science. Fair enough. Okay, if you dream. Yeah, that... Poor you. And he brought her home with him when he left. Well. No, when he left, he left Bazahad. Bazahad. Yeah, I'm gonna save, because I haven't saved in like half an hour. Wait. Oh no! I haven't saved in an hour! Because we were chatting about Immortal Grandmas for an hour. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I haven't written. This has been a stream and a half. The tech issue's cleaned up though. And I think it is genuinely that having the second tablet on just kills my internet. I think that might genuinely be it. Which is like, really? Why? Why are you gonna do that to me, huh? Roman romance, and he brought her home with him when he left Razahad. Oopsies. Oh no. In copy-paste error. In Dutzel. He continued to work as a nurse. First in a large hospital, but later in a small clinic that serviced for clients. I might switch that around. I only ever have fever dreams, and there are Negan. Oof. Yeah. They're not fun. Those are the dreams that I'm like, ugh. Because for some reason they all take place in primary school, and I'm like, but why? Why am I still dreaming about my primary school? I graduated a decade ago. Please let me live. Wait, hold on. Math? When did I graduate? Hasn't been a decade yet. Gugh. We're almost there. Next year it'll be the 10-year anniversary of me graduating primary school. Like, wow. God. I still dream about you every, like, once a month. I'm like, yes. I remember this specific part of my primary school. Excellent. That or there's like a witch chasing me and I'm like, really? Again? Again with this? And there's like just ugly babies everywhere. And I'm like, what's with the babies? Huh? Baby dreams do not make sense and there's just a lot of weird gross shit and I'm like, ugh. Ugh. Disgusting. But sometimes other dreams are alright. Again, bandits and gambling and I'm like, hell yeah, this is a good story idea. This is a good world setting. So much of it. And then became somewhat well known locally for her calm demeanor and the card. Going out of her way to help those in need. Dream about gross babies? There's a lot of dreams about gross babies, and I'm like, but why though? Why babies? It's like, is this supposed to mean something? Because I don't like what it means. If the immediate assumption is what you jump to, I'm like, that's... These dreams are not helping. They're actually making that difficult to follow. You step down for a moment, something about fever dreams. I mean, like, it's basically like nightmares, and it's basically like dreaming in primary school, witches chasing and trying to kill me, or gross babies. Sometimes all of the above, and I'm like, okay, this just kind of sucks. These aren't even fun. They're just like gross. My dreams usually make sense and that physics applies. Mine don't always have that either. Sometimes physics just doesn't physics. Sometimes there's just a skyboat. Sometimes it's just a gigantic crocodile man and a bone boy just like destroys him and I'm like, how'd you do that? What? It's deeply, deeply confusing. Dreams don't make sense. When one of her fellow nurses at the clinic applied to join the doctoral staff. It's just like nursing staff or like the nursing staff of the royal family. She made sure to use Prima as one of she just used one of her references, and the interviewers were so impressed with Prima that they invited her to join as well. According to random internet sites, ugly babies suggest you may not be trusting your friends. Okay, let me just think about when the last time I had a weird baby dream was. Nah, that's not up. That doesn't connect. My friends are cool. Circa 2008 or whatever. They were fine. They were the cool kids. Have you ever face planted in a dream and somehow waking up with face pain? Not specifically, but the whole thing of like pain transference, yes. Absolutely. Like, you know, you stub your toe in the dream, then you wake up and your foot just feels like it's on fire and you're like, ow, ow, ow. Well, there's like, the thing that I always have is that like there's sickness in the dream and then I wake up feeling like nauseous and I'm like, this sucks. Though in that case, I think the nauseous comes first. And then it just bleeds into the dream like slime dripping down the walls. And I'm like, oh, no, not again. Not again. Should be clear, I don't take these sites seriously. Good. Prima has worked her way up to the... Wait, okay, no, it can't be... She's been in the country for 36 years. She hasn't been the head nurse for that whole time. Let's fix the math. Math. I don't know, like 20 a.m., 27? 12. That's 12 return instead. I reckon got it. You've changed that date 3 times now. Oh, not has, we'll just go. Prima worked her way up to the position of head nurse over the course of a few years. Nurse. I don't know, man. Pain transference is very common for me, which is bad, yeah, in the brutal murder dreams, yeah. I think I tend to get it less because as soon as I think there's genuine pain coming, I wake up very quickly. And then I panic. So the pain is more emotional at that point. So I never get the actual like stab of like, ow, ow, ow. Because I wake up and just like freak. I freak out before the pain can come, which arguably makes it worse. Depending on the panic. 3 a.m, man, it's a bad time to wake up. Nightmares. That's why you stay up until 3 a.m, then that never happens. You can't wake up at 3 a.m. from a fever dream if you were already awake. Maths. Your dream interesting, you know. Yeah. I don't get them often. Most of the time I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Oop. Bob has begun. So I'm gonna see if I can get to 300 words. If I can get to 300, we're good. Oops. Oh no. Right? Yes. Okay, we're good. If I can get to 300 words, then we're good. I've got 5 minutes. We gotta go. Yes. And has been the primary nurse for the current king of... Yeah, takes a straight time. Yeah. King of Dirtalo. Insert name. Take your time. No, I can do it. I can do it. I'm gonna get to 300 as soon as I can. I might run over by a couple of minutes to make up for the fact that I dropped out like 3 times. But I will be quick, and I will raid Bob. We will have a good time. I'll hand you off. I don't want to steal any of Bob's viewers. That's the thing. I don't like clashing. Clashing makes me feel bad, so I gotta be quick. Since before his coronation. That might be the spot where you stop, because then what I like to do... Yeah, 5 minutes early. Yeah. I wasn't going to raid you, like, now. I was going to raid you in 5 minutes, provided that I can finish in 5. So let's see. Influence. Grandmother Prima's position as... Insert name. I'm not going to submit at the end. My viewers are your viewer. Yeah, but my viewers are your viewers. They can watch both, but that's just complicated. So I like to, you know, hand them off. I'm like a father at a wedding. I hand them off. It inserts names. Primary. Primary nurse. And the length of her tenure has led some to suspect her of having a lot of influence over his decisions. He is well known to be very close to Prima, and is often thought of as a weak-minded, not a great word, but I'll fix that, as unintelligent, an unintelligent man. And it has been noted as having made time to see her for a chat during times of high stress, high political stress. While it may be simply because she is a calming influence and a lovely lady, her immense and strangely her strangely immense wisdom has some accusing her of telling him what to do. Pop that in it. 20 years from now, Isaac hands off their ugly baby at a wedding. That's what I was like, you know, like I get it, like a proud father handing off his daughter at a wedding. That I'm handing off the ugly baby. Boom, 360. There's baby code in there, but it's okay. This article is not done, but I will continue working on it while we watch Bob's stream. This is the plan because I refuse to clash for longer than is necessary. So, I would like to thank everybody for coming. and having a lovely time in a chat and for helping me develop my immortal grandmother. Long may she live. Long may she guide us all. We were going to be raiding RPG Dinosaur Bob. Once I spell his name correctly. There we go. That should work. Did it work? It didn't work. Oh no. Did it not work? Ah! No. Why do you do this to me? One of those days. It's one of those days. Hold on. Let's figure this out. Thank you for coming, Alien. Really appreciate it. Create a dashboard. Here we go. I'm working on it. Slash raid. Yeah, that's it. Okay, but I've got it. It's fine. There we go. I deal with too many, like, things. I forget very easily. But yeah, we're going to be raiding Bob. So, thank you all very much for coming. I hope you had a good time, and I hope that you've got ideas for stuff, and that, you know, world building is happening. And I will see you all, ideally, on Saturday at the regular time. Goodbye! End stream.